Okay, I think we are ready to start. And hello, everyone, and welcome to our second edition of the Let's Demo event series. I hope you can hear and see me well. Just if there is some issues, just let me know in the comment. I'll see them and make sure to fix everything. So, welcome once again, and thank you everyone for joining. Let me tell you a little bit about the event. First of all, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Victoria, and I'm the community manager for the SENDPULSE community, and also you go to person about anything community related. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, suggestions, idea, or just to talk about SENDPULSE or community or anything. We'll be happy to do this. So this is a series of events where the community members and experts share their insights, practical cases, demos on marketing and automation using SENDPULSE. I'm excited to welcome all of you here with us today, where we'll explore the power of combining AI models with flow builder capabilities to create a custom assistant. And today we have Gil Sapir with us, marketer at Smartrayz, who is also SENDPULSE partner. And he'll guide us through the process. We'll showcase some insightful demo and answer all of your questions during and after the event. So feel free to leave your comments under the event on Facebook, and Gil will make sure to answer them during his presentation. Okay, so without further ado, I'm ready to add Gil to us. Hello once again, Gil.
Hi everyone, thank you, Victoria, for your giving me the option to help the community, show them this case study. How are you doing today?
Oh, great! I'm super excited about the event and about your presentation. So super happy about it also. And we're all happy that you're feeling better and we're finally having this event happening. So
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Without further ado, I'll just leave the stage up to you and I'll just remove myself and add your presentation.
Okay. So thank you, Victoria. Today we're going to show case study how to use OpenAI APIs inside the Flow Builder. I'm sure you all know how that there is an option inside of SENDPULSE to create use GPTs inside of the flows, but we have a few limitations for using it. The way I'm going to show you today is more flex to use the assistants. If you know already in OpenAI, you have the chat creation, chat completions. That is more like the simple way, like in GPT 3.5, to make a chat with OpenAI's artificial intelligence. But the way I'm going to show you today is focusing on using the assistant APIs. So first of all, before I'm starting this little presentation, if I can see it, Victoria, or not, I want to see if people can write to me if they know about assistant APIs, if you use it before. Okay, so I will wait for the question if you have, but now I'm going to talk about it. So how are we going to use the OpenAI APIs inside the Flow Builder? First of all, what we're going to learn today, how to use correctly OpenAI's APIs to create a flow inside of SENDPULSE, how to avoid common mistakes about using the APIs for creating, like a correlation of a flow chart. And the Superman advantage of using it that way. I will show you what it's necessary to use a spatial little option inside the assistant, so you can use it to make an exploding GPTs. So about me a little bit, who am I? I'm in the field of digital marketing since 2017. I'm the owner of the advertising and automation agency, Smartrise. I basically manage more than 20 million new Israeli shekels in advertising budgets. Why it's important? Because I have two hats in my agency. I know how to build funnels, campaigns, and use the chatbots like in SENDPULSE and other like platform in SENDPULSE like Messenger and Instagram to make more leads, make more profits to businesses. So what I'm doing today, what is the purpose? To help you understand how to work with those APIs, how to make smarter GPTs, and to make your customers' life better. So let's dive in. And the first thing I would like to show you is basically the flow inside of SENDPULSE. I will now share my screen. So Victoria, if we can share the other screen, I just remove it. This one. Yes. Okay. So you all know about the SENDPULSE flow. So we have the triggers, we have the flows. For this demonstration, I've built this standard reply that goes to GPT flow. And in this flow, you can see that I called it GPT flow. This GPT flow is built from several of commands that communicate with the assistant. Okay, I will hit the edit flow. For now, maybe it's confusing, but I'll go step by step to tell you what exactly I did, and I will show you after that inside of the platform.openai how to go to this CURL calls to make the calls to the API, your assistant API, and use it. So let's go like this, and I will start right here. Basically, I make it that way that you can see every instructions in the way that will make a one correlation of the chat. So I want to start from the end, and we will go back to here. And after that, we go to the OpenAI APIs to understand how this process works behind the scenes. So just a moment, I will share now. Okay. Now you can see my window of the WhatsApp. This is a desktop. This is a Windows desktop WhatsApp application that I'm using for making the chat, and my assistant is connected to this flow. Okay, I will show you everything, I promise you. So first of all, when I'm hitting hi, basically I'm triggering the standard reply button. You can of course do it of a certain keyword or something like that. And the basic message asks me how I can help you today. So my first question is, hi, I would like to know what is your services about. Just a minute. Services. Okay. I hit the button. And it's approximately like between 5 to 10 seconds. This is the basic, the average time that I get a response from the assistants. And you can see that it's pretty much fast because I'm working on the APIs itself. So Hyder, we specialize in digital marketing, promotion, and marketing with focus on delivering results based on stable return investment for our clients, etc., etc. So I can ask her another question. How can I contact you? And again, I will wait for the answer. And afterwards, we are going to see it in action, how we build it inside the flow builder. So we understand the logic of it. Okay, you can reach us several ways: phone, email, website, and server. This is the basic things you probably know already. That works with GPTs and APIs, but how we're going to use it inside of the flow builder. So this is the first command that we need to use, is creating a thread. Those of you who don't know, making a thread is like the ID of a conversation. The ID of a conversation, it's like all the chat is in one place. So the AI will know everything in that chat. So it will remember the chat, what you talk to it, and etc. So the first command that we need to do is to posting this CURL command as a post to create a thread. There are basically two headers that we need to add to make this thread happen. One is the authorization. We need to use mirror and the assistant and the assistant API, your spatial token. Okay, and the second header is OpenAI -beta, and the assistant equals to v2. Now, when we are sending this post call, we are getting a thread ID. You can see that when I'm hitting this test request, I get the thread ID. This thread ID, I'm saving it here in the response field as to a custom variable that I call thread ID. Afterwards, when I'm creating this chat area, I'm using this post method that is sending a message to the thread. If you know about the OpenAI platform behind the scenes, I want to show you the logic of the things so you can understand this process. Now, you can see this OpenAI in the back scenes. This is the custom assistant that I made. And for this example, I'll show you, hi, how are you? I'm sending to the, this is the playground. If you don't know, this is the, before you launching your assistant, you will need to try it on in this platform inside of platform.openai.com. So you can understand that your assistant is working properly. And you can see that I have this thread ID. Remember, when I did the first request, I got this thread ID. This is the same as here. I'm creating a chat field, what I have said to you. And this one, hi, how are you? This is the first step. The second step of this, sending a message to thread. This is basically, I send a message to the thread. Okay. Now, the third thing is create a run. Create a run, basically, it's give a command to the APIs behind the scenes to process this question. And afterwards, when I'm creating the run, if I hit a test request run, you can see I have a run ID. Okay. This is the same process, making a post, making a thread with the dynamic field of our dynamic variable as the thread ID, /forward runs. This makes the call to the same headers, authorization, and OpenAI beta to our assistant ID that I will show you inside of the platform in a minute. And I have created a run ID. Afterwards, so I can understand that the run went okay and I got an answer from the assistant, I have this get request that includes the thread ID and the run ID. There are two identifiers that are very important to the process to get a question that is talking about the thread, the specific thread ID, and the message I sent to thread ID. Okay? Afterwards, when I have all of this request, I check the run. Okay? I can see that here the model is GPT-4o. I can see the instructions. Okay? You can see that the status is expired. Why expired? Because it was every run have a limitation of time. Okay. Now I have the filter. The filter is the most important part of the process. Why is the most important part of the process? Because an answer is I'm not getting back the answer immediately. It's taking time. So I check the run status if it's completed, if it's failed, and if it's in progress. Why I'm checking all those statuses? Because if the run is completed, I'm going to here. This is the simple way without any problems. I'm getting, again, I have a request that I'm sending as a get to OpenAI. Please give me the thread ID and the messages that was created in the run. Okay. This is saving after I do the get call. When I do the get request, you can see that I get the text value. This is an old test that I made. This is in Hebrew, but I'm saving this value to this response field as a message. And this message, if it's all went good, I'm sending to here the message. This is what you saw in the WhatsApp conversation I did earlier. But in most cases, the request is not getting immediately. So in most of the times, the status will be in progress because it's getting the information and it's taking a bit more time. This time, after it's in progress, in a run status of in progress, I'm sending it to here to make another run status. Okay? This is an important thing because when I'm hit another run status, if I do like a test run, I can see that I have the ID. And again, I'm checking if the status is completed. I make it shorter for you. If it's completed, I'm sending it back to make another answer request to get the message. And if it's not completed, I will send it back and make a delay of 9 seconds. And then I will do the process again. If the run status is completed, great, send it to get answer. If it's not completed, make another call. Okay, make another call. And if it's completed, send it over again to get the message itself from the assistants. This way, this process, okay, give me the option that the assistant will never fall. She always will get the answers to the user, so we are not giving a blank answers or not answers at all. So I know maybe to most of you this this part or this flow is a bit confusing, but I want to show you now in the OpenAI how to get all this information. From where do I get all these APIs calls, and how do I implement it myself to this flow? So if you have guys, if you have any answers, any questions, I would like to see them. So please, also Victoria, if there is any questions from the crowd, I will be happy to assist if something is not clear, and I will go further. So now we're back to the playground when I manage my personal and custom assistants. You can see that the assistant ID is the exact ID I put here, okay? Because this is the way when I make a post call, the assistant, maybe the call is know which assistant to point and which to get the answers. This is a very crucial part of the whole process, okay? Also, if you want, in the end, I will share you this process, this flow. I'll do it gladly, and you can do it also by yourself. But when I go back to the assistant, okay, I want to go to the, before I go to the API reference to show you exactly what is the calls and where to look them for, you can see that my assistant have instructions. I've also have files that teach the assistant how to answer. And you remember that we have a Superman ability with using this way. If you know or you do not know, there's something called functions in the assistant APIs. And these assistant APIs can help us to run code behind the scenes and make actions. These functions is basically actions that our system can perform. Action like sending a WhatsApp message or making a schedule. For example, I have a code here that can make an appointment. If someone's asked the assistant to make an appointment with our calendar, the assistant can do it automatically behind the scenes with the GPT without me need to configure it in this way or another inside of the flow builder to ask them all the questions, connect the APIs, maybe webhooks and stuff, or using Make or Zapier. This stuff is not necessary when we are using this method, but this is an advanced method, so I'm not going to dive into this one today. So to understand the API, how does it work, what the exact calls, we're going to get to the API reference inside of your account, inside of platform.openai.com. And you can see that on the left bar, we have the area that call assistants. In the assistant area, we have a couple of things. We have all the calls that making the create an assistant. Okay, this process you can create via API the new assistant, etc. But the thing you are going to use, because you don't need it in this steps in this flow that I'm showing you, is go over to the threads. You can see that in the threads I have the create a thread. Okay, this is the simplest post call that will make you the thread. You can see that there is an exact instructions how to make the call. You can see that I'm using the CURL command, and I call to the API /v1/4 threads, and I give the headers like the content type application and the authorization bureau and my OpenAI API key and the OpenAI beta assistant v2. This is the exact format that I implemented here. And for those of you who don't know where to get the APIs, I duplicate it. I go to my dashboard, API keys. Here I have all the API keys I'm using for make the calls. And here I can implement this API key so I can make the calls work properly. Okay, so let's get back to business. After that, you create a thread. The second thing that you need to do, you have a couple of things that you can have. Retrieve a thread. You need to have the thread ID for that. Modify the thread. Okay, you can change the ID itself. You can delete it. Okay, you can delete it after finish a call. So you know, the users don't have a memory about the call, etc. Don't know who is going to use it or not. Thread object is not relevant, and we have the messages. You remember that I show you here that in this process, send a message to the thread, right? So you can see that here, this exact command in these headers, okay? And this is when we send it, we will need to get a response. So I showed you that is in this post of the messages, I have the request body. This is a JSON, the JSON structure that we give give the assistant. This is the requirements of sending the ID, the command to the assistant to get a response about creating a new message. Okay, so here I have the content. The content should have the question variable that I've created before. So when I'm hitting, I'm saving it, save the question, the query of the question here, and then I'm attaching it to here. And this is how do I save this question and using it afterwards in the APIs. So afterwards, I told you that we need to create a run. Run is the crucial part of all this process, because without creating a run, we cannot process the question. The question the processing will not give us any answer, and the assistant will not work. Okay. So over here, basically, if you can understand that, you can see that in everything, in every thread, I'm using one created thread. In a message, I create a message. In run, I create a run. Okay. So this is a crucial part. You can see that all the commands are here. All the commands are really simple. Everything is here. You can do it. The OpenAI documentation is wonderful, and it's very helpful. So the only command that we have two calls that we have this in the run process. One is the create run, and second is to retrieve a run. You remember we have this call in a gateway inside of here. This is basically the check run. Okay. We have the thread ID, run ID. Okay. This is basically the run. When I'm getting back the run, then I checking the run status. If the status is completed, so I go to the messages. Okay. And I want to get the message that was created by the assistant API. So when we are finish it here, we have we go back to the messages, and we have the retrieve messages. Okay, this is the second part of the message that we use to retrieve the message. Okay, to get the value, like I showed you inside of samples. And this value, I'm saving it to the variable that called message. And then when everything is good and the process is completed, then I'm sending to the user the value of the message down here. And then I'm asking him, basically I'm not asking him, but I'm waiting to his response. I can send him, like instruction. In this specific example, I didn't use any indicator or didn't give them. I want like a flow of the question. So every time he will asking something, he will get an answer from the assistant API. Also, what I have made, I have made a little bit of limitation, because I'm tagging everyone as use GPT in the tags. And for now, I shut it down for the example. But when I connect the answer, I can tell the filter, if someone has a tag use GPT, tell them sorry, but we limited the number of times user can use this GPT engine. Okay, so guys, this was the case study of using GPTs inside of the Flow Builder, so we can make more dynamic, more valuable GPTs to our user. If you have questions, I'm here for you. If you want to show another things, if you want to see another examples, please give it to me. No problem. So Victoria.
Yes, I'm here. So first of all, thank you so much, Gil. That's impressive. Like literally, that's tremendous work, I guess. Okay, how much time did you spend to build all of it?
I basically had this these APIs over another platform. Another platform
Okay.
that are not using WhatsApp. There's no WhatsApp options, only a website implementation. But the most advantage part, or the thing was most more difficult. It was because I don't have like online request that I can make inside of the sample, inside of SENDPULSE. If I don't have the variables saved in the audience of my number, I can't do this request. So this is important thing. Thank you for reminding me that. If you are building this flow and you are test the request and you get an error, this is because you need to do this process inside of the WhatsApp itself. You need to make the calls. That those calls will saved in the variables behind the scenes, and afterwards, when you're going back to the create a thread and create a message to a thread, then this process will work. I can show you an example of that to remove to remove an ID from a message and show you the error. But I think this is clearly for the SENDPULSE user, because they need to already know that. We had any question from the watchers?
Yeah. So as for the question that was asked me by the user was about the using OpenAI APIs specifically, like for those, because apparently not too many people are that proficient with, especially with APIs. So where to start with this OpenAI APIs? Okay, where to go, for example, for a person who doesn't really do it yet?
Yeah, I showed it already. When we are, I show it now again.
Yeah.
In OpenAI, you just need to open. You can open a free account. The free account is giving you the option to work on GPT 3.5. It's totally free. But if you want to work on the newest models like GPT 4.0, you need to just add a credit card. Where do you add a credit card? in the dashboard, we have like just a minute. The usage. No. This is not it. I think they move it in the settings. Okay, we have a billing. Inside of the billing, I can add a payment method. This is automatically give me the option to give my assistant. I will show you again. This is my assistant that I show as an example. You can see that in this model, I can choose GPT-4o, Preview, Vision, Turbo, etc. But if you are not connecting the credit card, we'll be allowed only to use these 3.5 models. Okay, but totally free. So if you don't have many requirements from your assistant, that can be quite okay. The 3.5 GPTs working pretty good in English. In other languages, in my language, is not good, so I don't have the option. I don't know how it works in Ukrainian, but
same
thing. It's not so good, right? So
yeah.
The reason that I showed only, I thought in the start maybe I will show Gemini's and Claude APIs, but basically OpenAI is the most advantaged APIs, AI APIs. They are the first in the market. They want to be always the first spot in the market. So their AI APIs are basically the best I know that I can recommend about. So this is why I'm using it. Basically, for who wants to build this assistance, this is you don't need to be a programmer to do it. It's kind of simple, like using the chat that OpenAI. You just naming your assistant, you give her instructions. For example, here, your name is Natalie and you're an expert in digital business promotion and marketing. That's the thing, okay? You're choosing the models and that's it. This is the part when you are using, make the settings on the assistant, the GPT, the assistant itself. You can also add like files and documents that tells about your business and everything you want to know. But basically, if you are putting here all the information, that should be enough for basic uses. Okay, and afterwards I showed the the API reference. That is, it's not so complicated. Even if you don't know to make a call, to make a post call, you can copy my it's in SENDPULSE we cannot copy from, I can copy from my account to my other account that I manage, but I can't copy, download it, and upload it right now. Right? It's a good feature. You need to install it inside of SENDPULSE. Like in I don't know if you know any platforms like Make or etc. You can just copy and paste from any other accounts, but it's need to be developed. This is a great way. So I showed every step in the process, but I say it again, inside of this flow, you have everything you need to know about. You don't need to go to the API reference. If you're copying this, you just need to do one thing, is to adding your assistant ID. Okay, just the one thing. It's a very simple thing. You need to change it, and you need to modify the assistant in the OpenAI platform, and that's it basically. And of course, to change the token that I already tell you how to tell the guys how to get it. Okay, and save it to the variables. So this is simple things that every SENDPULSE user need to know. Okay, And if they don't know, they can help us in the community, and we can help with it. Okay.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There is another question.
Yes. So, what is the advantages and differences between integrating SENDPULSE with AI directly through a token and prompt within SENDPULSE versus creating a dedicated AI assistant?
Yeah, when you're connecting the GPT via SENDPULSE, it's basically you can't do any other thing in the standard reply option. So you only are you can only use it as all of your how can I say it? The standard reply is a very important part of using a flow and using a chat, because I saw that when I'm using the ChatGPT plugin that is using on the chat completion, it's not using the chat assistance. The assistant gives you the option to teach the assistant with your own files, like Google Docs files, Excels. They can analyze data and give an answer about it. So if I would give the assistant behind the scenes, so if, for example, okay, yes, I will show you. If I would upload a file about an Excel with data, okay, this type of assistant that I showed you today, this case study, will give the answer back. So if I have an Excel with the name of my client, his amount of spent of campaigns, and I would like to ask the assistant, hi, please give me on client A, what is the amount of spent in Facebook? Okay, so it will give me the answer about it. Okay, so it's more flexible to use this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the basic things that is better, but also, just a moment, I have a code entered, but also there is more advantage about it, because you can make here in the filters, like you can see that I have a filter that I say if it's equals to GPT, give him that message. But in another use, I can say that if the questions, maybe here, if the question is about, I don't know, another thing, I can split the traffic and make here like a filter and say that, okay, if is asking about my address, maybe I don't want to use the assistant API because it costs me money. Okay, so I will give them, if they add in the question a variable, if I get like your address, my address, where are you from, what is your address, so I can filter that and give a direct answer instead of using the GPT models, so it will save us money. You understand? And also to make post calls to use, I don't know, to send the webbook, send the data to the web, send the data to a webbook, or every call that you want to talk with another system. This is the basic and the most advantage that I can see that is it's good for using it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I think we have actually the continuation of the question. So you mentioned earlier some other platform usage like Make, Zapier, and all. So the question is, what is the best way to create functions and integrations for this setup? You mentioned using platforms like Zapier or Make, or developing in the backend using the OpenAI assistant platform.
So basically, what is the question again? Because I didn't understand quietly.
Yeah. So, what is the best way to create functions and integrations for this setup? Using platforms like Zapier or Make? Yeah.
The
for
function
the setup.
API, the function API that I talked about.
Yeah, functions and integration for this assistant, basically.
basically, to use functions, there is a function API function. There's a functions, okay, inside of every assistant, but it's more like an advanced feature to create, like, to make an actions, okay, to make an actions to send to webhooks. I will show you, for example, but it's, you know, it's very advanced. That I don't want to dive into something that most of the people will not understand. I have an example that if someone wants to make an appointment, when the assistant is identified that someone wants to make an appointment, she's sending this functions and sending and triggering a service. For this example, I used Replit as a service to identify that there is a calendar or a meeting that the client wants to make, and it sends data to a webhook URL, and it's also connected to Google Calendars API. It's more advanced, so I didn't want to go deeper to this thing because it's not simple. But if you're talking about to make functions calling to via make or Zapier, we can do the same thing inside here. This is the most simple way to do it. Is if the question of my user, clients, etc. is about, like, make me an appointment or something else, I can use the same filterizing to instead of use GPTs to send it to make, or ask a couple of questions. Sure, which time you would like to prefer to make an appointment or stuff, and afterwards to send it to make or Zapier using a Google Calendars module, and to make the account. Also, you can use the GPT to give them an answer, and afterwards to make the filter here approximately, and then send it to make if you want to the assistant to give any answer to the client. So you will feel that, okay, this is a good answer, and will not think that maybe it's a robot talking to him or something like that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I think we don't have more questions for now, but I got a question about the recording. I think I forgot to mention this, but yes, no worries, the recording will be there. You can watch it after the event. And if you will have any questions later, also feel free to just drop them in the group. Gil is there as a member of our community, so I'll remind him to answer any of your questions later.
You can tag me if you want.
Yeah, absolutely, I will. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
fair.
Thank you so much. I'll just.
Thank you for listening. For who's listening, thank you for you all. Every question that you have, I'll be happy to assist.
Yes, thank you so much, Gil. It was a really amazing demo. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely not as proficient user as you are, but now I know that if I will have questions about it, I'll definitely know who to come for it. So yeah.
Sure.
Thank you
You're
so much once again. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to move this, to do this demonstration, and I'll be happy to do this in the future also.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you so much once again, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this session. After the event, I'll be sharing a feedback form with you, so please do fill it out. It will take you just a few seconds, but it will help us to enhance your experience at our future events. Also, if anytime you have any questions, feel free to just drop them in the community or just DM me. By the way, I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you, and you know where to find me, and feel free to book a coffee chat with me whenever you want. So thank you so much once again, and have amazing rest of your week. And bye.